Hello, captains, and welcome to the live broadcast recording of episode 507 of Priority One, a Roddenberry Star Trek podcast. Tony, can you say something?
I have things to say.
Good.
Because I've been told to say them.
Kat, can you say something?
Something.
All right, good. I just wanted to make sure that everything was recording or being transmitted appropriately. So, hi everybody, and welcome. We are glad. Thanks for being patient with us a little bit. I know we're running about 17 minutes late, but thank you for holding, for sticking around and waiting for us. As you can see, Roscoe is not here this week, and filling in for him.
Don't know what you're talking about. I'm right here.
Oh, gee, you know he had a big thing. He had quite a bit to say about your Australian accent the week after.
Did he?
Yeah, he had quite a bit.
Like extremely complimentary. Like I'm his next door neighbor. Like you couldn't tell that I was from millions of miles away.
For sure. It's like you guys were related.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's just say he wanted to rebuttal, and I had to stop him.
See, what happens over on the other show is that Lennon starts talking about cheeseburgers from Texas. That's what he starts talking about. Whenever I try to do a British accent, he starts talking about cheeseburger. So that's how that usually goes. Was that what he wanted to do? Because that's fine.
Maybe I stopped it before we had another international incident. lest we forget the war we had with
North
Carolina that one time. We insulted the entire state of James Lee insulted the entire state of North Carolina. So
yes, yeah.
Hello to Dave Rutley in the chat, one of our patrons, Jason Smith, our artist, Matt Black. What's up?
Hey guys.
If you haven't already, make sure to hit that share button, that like button, and let everybody know that we're about to dive into the latest headlines from the Star Trek multiverse. I'm wounded, Jason. That email of yours sounded like you were yelling at me. You didn't use my art! How dare you! I'm only teasing.
He's a little sensitive like that. Elio is. He can be touchy.
Tone in emails doesn't really carry over, though, to be fair.
It doesn't. You have to do a whole lot of, if you don't mind, and by the way, and at your convenience, and, a whole lot of bowing and scraping. Yeah.
I use see the previous email attached.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. As per our last conversation.
Yeah, I'm like, as we just discussed.
I sent one of those today. We didn't hear from you on Friday. Like you said, you're going to get back to me on. It's now
Friendly
Tuesday.
follow up, yeah.
Just to remind you.
Oh, I know all about those kind of emails and how to send several follow-ups. All right, but anyhow,
Oh, man.
it's been a week. It's been a couple of weeks. I get my second COVID shot tomorrow.
Oh my God, I had mine on Thursday, and I did not get out of bed until Saturday.
Really? Get out of here.
Yeah, no.
Are you Moderna or Pfizer or?
Moderna.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it was like 6 p.m. Thursday, and I was down for the count at like 7:30, and yeah.
Really, that fast?
I
Oh,
just
wow.
started to feel weird. I didn't really feel sick. I just felt weird, and I'm like, I'm just gonna head this off at the pass and go to bed.
Did you
Preemptive strike.
Did you start getting phone calls from Madrid?
No.
Was your 5G?
I mean, I don't
advanced?
feel like I was being I don't feel like I was being tracked or anything, but again, I don't go that many places, so people probably know where I am.
Yeah, hold on. Oh, this is all too coincidental. Bill Gates just got divorced right after you got your microchip. What do we need to know, Kat?
Oh my
What do we need to
Hey.
know?
No, snap.
What?
What? Little old me? Yeah, right.
Because he's so handsome and interesting.
If I was single,
Listen, he's no Gabriel Lorca or anything.
I got my second a week and a half ago, and it knocked me out for a day and a half. My first, I felt tired for
which
about
one
a day.
did you get, Tony?
I got Pfizer. I got the Pfizer.
Pfizer.
Really?
But right now I'm invincible, so I feel great. I'm good.
Did the first Pfizer impact? Because Tony, you
A
and
little
I might
bit,
as well
yeah.
be. You and I might as well just be the same twins. So.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
I
curious.
need to cut off the bottom of my glasses so that I'm rimless on the bottom like you. Okay.
I'm curious. I mean, actually, I also have CPAP questions to ask you. The first one, did it knock you out at all? Did you feel anything?
Yeah. I was tired. I was
Yeah,
tired
I
the
felt
first
tired.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so
I felt
the
tired
second
the
one
first
really
one.
knocked you on your ass?
Yeah, I felt I was maybe like a low grade fever and tired and more tired the second time.
All right.
But yeah,
Yeah, my glands got all swollen for, that first Friday, and then it was gone.
small price to pay for invincibility though, really.
It
Oh
is.
yeah, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
socializing this weekend. What?
Nice.
I went to lunch.
Oh my God, I did
Me?
too. I had a
In-
brunch, Bloody Mary. Oh my God,
What?
I know.
It's
It
fantastic.
sucks for me because right now I'm gonna have my second shot, and
Yeah.
the cicadas are coming, and I'm gonna be locked in my house. So I'm gonna
Oh,
still
God.
be
Yeah, you
locked
can't
in
go
my house.
outside.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
you
gonna
can.
have to go somewhere.
I
Wait.
wanted to. I would have loved to have planned better, or rather, I would have loved to have gotten the vaccine earlier. But that's
Well, you got to wait 2 weeks anyway till you're fully charged up.
Right. So that's why by the time it's 2 weeks,
Oh, 2 weeks is when the
I'm either
cicada
going
comes.
to be it's either going to be just as the cicada start, or right in the middle of it. So I'm screwed. I'm stuck
That's
here.
sad. I'm sorry.
Wow.
And,
I'll be ready, raring to go by the time I'm moving. So watch out,
Perfect.
Dallas. I'm like, I'll be at all the places hanging out.
nice. All right. Well, we hope that you all.
We use
out
up all the
there-
banter.
We think we used up all the banter. I hope.
I think we
everybody
used
out
up all the
there
banter.
is,
Fresh out.
Everybody out there.
Oh man,
staying
though
safe.
Jason Smith said if he was mad at you, he would have put your avatar in a Wesley Crusher uniform.
Rainbow stripes. He'd look fine in rainbow stripes.
All right.
That acting ensign is just about perfect for
It's
him.
I
9:50.
kind of want.
it's
Can mine be
9:50
in that sweater? I like that sweater.
It's 9:53. Let's see how long before we see a tweet from Jason Smith. It's 9:53 right now.
Wait.
It's 9:53. Hey, Tracy.
And timer.
Tracy Lee Coco.
Tracy Lee Coco.
Watching us.
Yay,
Tracy Lee
Tracy!
Coco.
So, actually, speaking of Facebook, as I see messages coming in on Facebook from folks like Joy A, Dave, and Tracy, Facebook is coming out with improvements for podcasters. Soon you'll be able to listen to the episodes right in the Facebook app. So for those of you that like consume a lot of your content on Facebook and follow us on social media like Facebook, you'll be able to get your episodes right on the Facebook app.
That's kind of cool. Except,
Except Facebook.
Except
I
Facebook.
mean, are they ever overreaching? I don't know.
No, I mean, always.
Every day they're over. Oh, sorry.
All right, park your ship, Tony. We're about to do a show.
My ship's parked. I'm just trading materials for my
Okay.
shield boosters that I need to create in Elite Dangerous.
Great. Are you ready to do a show?
For the other show, for the
Got
other
it.
game. I can do this, man.
I don't-
Star Trek's in my blood. It's on my chest.
Okay.
It's oh wait, no,
Don't
this is my
un-
epic fail shirt. This is my epic fail shirt. This got more attention at the Star Trek convention than any other Star Trek stuff I was wearing.
do
It's my
remember
epic
that.
fail Tetris shirt. Epic fail Tetris.
All right. Now we're gonna record here.
Okay.
Kat, do you mind taking the times for everything? Please.
Sure.
All right. It looks like we're all recording. So, intro in 3, 2. This week on episode 507 of Priority 1. Q is getting quite an adventure in Star Trek Picard. Raspberry Pi can make an excellent tricorder. And in Star Trek Online, we're surprised by a Starship promo in the Lobby store. Also, Minecraft gets Trekkie. Hello, Captains. You're listening to episode 507 of Priority 1, a Roddenberry Star Trek podcast. Your weekly recap and review of all the major news happening in the Star Trek multiverse. This episode was recorded on Tuesday, May 4th, and available for download or streaming on Friday, May 7th at PriorityOnePodcast.com. I'm Elio.
I'm Kat.
And I'm Roscoe.
You are not.
And I'm Tony.
That is right.
It's good to be back. How you guys doing?
It's good to have
Long
you back.
time no see, Tony.
Hey.
Yes,
It's been like a couple weeks again, right?
I know, right? Maybe like 2 weeks.
that's
Yeah,
right.
You're
yeah.
like, oh yeah, because then I'm gonna be moving, so you'll probably have to come back.
I'll be back
again.
again.
Yes. It's good to always have you, Tony. It really is. Roscoe
Hey.
is away, having done a triathlon of sorts, off in
That's
Andoria or Vulcan.
right. No, it was the ultra marathon that he did.
Oh, in Australia, right? I was gonna try to
Yeah,
spin
yeah.
it like a Star Trek thing, but he's really athletic and he does these marathons quite a bit, and so he knew ahead of time that he'd be knocked out from this crazy marathon. So good for him. I believe he finished it. So
Amazing.
Rest well, our
Congrats.
friend. Mm-hmm.
Those
Congratulations.
are not easy ultra marathons. Those are like you just run till you pretty much want to die.
Hey, Elio. Hey, Kat.
Hey, what?
May the 4th be with you.
And also with you.
We lift our sabers to the Lord. It is
Oh my
right to
God.
give
Did
him
we all grow up
sabers.
Catholic? Did every one of us grow up Catholic? I guess so.
No joke, yes. But
Yeah,
also,
okay.
my friend literally just texted me that she's at a Star Wars themed wedding. And I have to tell you that the bride and groom were Leia and Han. And then
Naturally.
the minister, the vow giver guy is
Pastor.
Obi-Wan.
Officiate.
Yeah,
Sure.
officiate is Obi-Wan. And then I think Darth Vader is the best man.
Very cool. Very cool. There's always a way to celebrate May the 4th. And although this
So-
episode is released on May 7th, we hope you had a nice May the 4th. And for those of you who grew up Catholic or involved a lot in the Catholic Church, we're sorry
If
to
we
have
traumatized,
triggered
yeah.
that
Right.
response.
Seriously, I know. I just had like complete flashback. I'm like, oh God, no, Father Bob, go away.
That's gonna get cut.
We gotta stop there.
We gotta
We
stop
can't.
there.
Yeah, we got.
Father
We got.
Bob. Jeez.
Yeah. I'll just go ahead and go then. We want to welcome new listeners to the show and hope you'll stay in touch. You see, we're a podcast produced by the community, a community of Star Trek fans, so it's important that we also hear your opinions. Be sure to follow us on places like Twitter and Facebook, where we post weekly community questions, special announcements, and more. Just search for Priority One Podcast on your favorite app and you'll find us. Or just email us. You can reach us at incoming@PriorityOnePodcast.com.
As Tony said, this is a community podcast produced by a team of volunteers that dedicate their time and talents each and every week. From audio editors to writers to us, the hosts, we come together each week because we're passionate about the Star Trek multiverse. And like any passion project, it's hard to keep things running at no cost. So if you find value in this production and you want to help us continue to grow, check us out at our Patreon page. There you can become a patron for as little as $1 a month. And speaking of patrons, a big shout out to 2 new patrons who joined the family this week, Steve and John. Thank you both.
Captains, now, Cap brought up a good point, right? You can become a patron for as little as $1, right? And that's monthly. It's not weekly. It's not daily. And if a bunch of you get together and do $1, that helps us. And that goes a really long way in making sure that we can continue to produce the quality content you've come to expect. Like any passion project, we do this because we love Star Trek. We love podcasting. We love you. But unfortunately, we have to pay for certain things to help us continue to produce the show. So please visit us again at patreon.com/priority1. Oh, Tony, why don't you take this about we're always looking for volunteers?
So just the sweeper, sweep out.
No, say something along about this. And if you
Say
can't
something about.
and if you can't contribute,
Okay. All right. And aside from the financial contribution, we're always looking for volunteers.
Wait,
like
what?
we're always looking for
financial
volunteers.
contribution.
A financial contribution?
That's
You
what
like
it is.
financial contribution? I said
Financial
yeah.
contribution.
That's right. And aside from financial contributions, we're always looking for volunteers, just like ourselves, to make the show better. So if you've always wanted to be part of a podcast community like us, well, drop us a line at incoming@priority1podcast.com. We're looking for audio, video editors, hosts. That's right. We're still looking for a 4th if you know one. So be sure to reach out to us and let us know what your talent is that you'd like to share.
Now let's find out what happened in the world of Star... Now let's find out what's been happening in the Star Trek multiverse. All right, that ended at 6:15. Tomorrow is 5 de Mayo, mis amigos. A celebrar.
I heard that was a made up thing.
It is a made-up thing. It's a stupid
okay.
American made-up thing.
It's like St. Valentine's Day. It's
Pretty
not really
much.
St. Valentine's
Pretty much.
Day. Okay.
It's just a reason to drink tequila and eat tacos.
I
Need
had
a reason.
I was gonna say I had lunch at my favorite Mexican place on Monday, so I celebrated early. I'm good.
Like literally ate tacos about an hour ago.
Now I need tacos.
I know. I'm like,
Can't
oh man.
not have tacos when someone says that.
No,
Yo quiero tacos.
You want more tacos?
yes.
I always have to get, like, if I can't, I like getting at one soft and one hard. That's what I like. I like one soft and one hard.
Oh man, when I moved back to Dallas, there's this place called Taco Joint. They have the best tacos. I'm so excited.
But you know, here's the thing: is that now, like, there are places that like popped up. Like, there's the Taqueria over here in Princeton, and it's like overpriced tacos. I mean, come on, they're like tiny little things.
Yeah.
And they cost,
Artisan
like,
tacos.
artisanal
Don't do that.
tacos. Like,
Don't do that. That's stupid. Your tacos should, you know,
It's a taco. Yeah.
be full of stuff.
Don't overthink it. Don't overthink
you know,
it. It's just a taco.
I prefer empanadas more than tacos.
Oh, empanadas are good.
Empanadas are good.
Empanadas are good.
Pretty much, there's a Jim Gaffigan sketch where he talks about the time he used to work at a Mexican restaurant, and people would say, "What's a flauta?" And they'd be like, "It's a flour tortilla, meat, beans, cheese, lettuce, tomato, sour cream." "Oh, that's great. What's a Sancho?" "It's flour tortilla, meat, beans, lettuce, cheese, tomatoes, sour cream." They go through the whole menu like that. So that, I mean, it's just the shape of the container that changes. And I need 6 of them, no matter what they are. I need 6.
All right, why don't we taco out some Star news or Star Trek
That
news?
didn't work at all.
It didn't work out at all.
No.
I tried. Look, man, B for effort.
Appreciate
At least B for effort.
Yeah, all right. I'll give you the
All right,
favor. That's fine. That's fine.
8:30. 8:30 is the start of Trek It Out, please. All right, 3, 2.
We said it. We said it last week. We are now in an era where the headlines come from cameo videos that actors record for fans willing to pony up some dough for personalized messages. There's an S on the end of that.
Yeah.
Let me try that again. I guess I'll just do the whole thing over again.
Yeah.
We said it. We said it last week. We're now in an era where the headlines come from cameo videos that actors record for fans willing to pony up some dough for personalized messages. Back at it again, John Delancey, admitting to one fan for Mother's Day that he'll be on for at least 6 episodes and that they're filming seasons 2 and 3 of Picard back to back, with rigorous COVID testing during filming. Here's a clip. Playing now. If you're not already, go ahead and start following some of your favorites on Cameo. Apparently, some of them share the videos they record for everyone to see, so it might just be you who gets the scoop on the latest Star Trek news.
So, all right, I want to preface the following with a potential spoiler warning, although, we don't know anything other than a picture. So, here's a just-in-case spoiler warning. Klaxon. Did anybody see that behind-the-scenes photo that made the rounds last week? The one where Annika, 7 of 9, and Rafi are sitting on a transit bus circa, 20.
Now.
Circa now.
I thought it was like a metro
Yeah.
or something.
No, it was a bus.
Public transportation?
Yeah.
Oh, was it a bus?
It was a bus. It was a bus.
So,
It was a bus.
so
It was the outside of the bus.
So the teaser that we got officially was Q and Picard talking about time, or rather Picard talking about time and then Q with his one-liner, right? That was the tease. So now we have this image where they're on a mode of public transportation that resembles a bus in our era, and it's just Seven and Rafi. What do you guys think could be the potential plot? And you can give me wrong answers. I'm okay with wrong answers only.
Oh, okay. Wrong answers only.
Go ahead.
No,
You got one. I got one.
I don't have one.
It was definitely a bus. It was definitely a bus because there were additional pictures where they took a picture of the outside, and there was like a placard on the outside of the bus that looked science fiction-y for reasons we may or may not discuss. But I bet, this is the wrong answer only thing, the guy in Star Trek 4 who was the headbanger that Spock nerve pinched on the bus turns out to be like the mayor of San Francisco or the governor of California, and they have to go back in time because he's constantly riding that bus looking for Spock to take revenge, and they have to like get him out of his rut and get him to be the mayor of San Francisco or something. That's what I think. That's what I bet.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I was just going to say maybe they were taking the bus to, go on vacation somewhere.
Doesn't seem like a good plot, though. That's not a good plot.
I'm like, it could be like Speed, though. Oh, maybe it is like Speed. So there's a bomb on the bus.
That's a good wrong answer. That's a good wrong answer.
You have to rescue everyone on the bus.
Neither one of them knows how to drive. How do you work this thing? I don't know.
Yeah, it can't go above 50. 50.
Yeah. Is that 50 meters per second? Kilometers an hour? What's a mile? No one knows what a mile is.
Those are all good wrong answers. Well, we asked you on our social media channels, so if you want to sound off your idea of what the potential plot could be, let us know by replying to those messages that you'll find on our social media pages like Twitter and Facebook.
Do we want to talk about the outside of the bus?
Why don't you lead it? Go ahead and transition before we move on.
Yeah. Before we move on, do we want to talk about the outside of the bus?
Sure, let's talk about the outside of the bus.
Because there's a spaceship on the outside of the bus. That doesn't exist yet.
So let's set that picture, right? What is on the outside of the bus has a banner, right? Like you would see on your average city bus, right? It's
like an advertisement.
An advertisement banner, right?
It appears to be advertising an exhibit or an event or something with a ship that looks like the early spacefaring. Do you guys remember the ship that's on the wall of the Enterprise rec room in the motion picture? Mm-hmm. The one with the ring that would generate spin gravity, quote original Enterprise.
Yeah, okay.
It kind of resembles that, and so speculation could be that if they're back there in the 21st century, that they have something to do with that. So that was an interesting piece of set dressing, which much like in Star Trek 4, George and Gracie were on the side of the bus that led Kirk and Spock to the Cetacean Institute. Maybe that has something to do with the plot of Picard. So
interesting speculation. Speculation. I would go further into speculation of what we can expect to see in season 2 and 3, which we'll get to in a moment regarding season 3. That I wouldn't be surprised if we do not see much of Sir Patrick Stewart. At least not the actor Sir Patrick Stewart. Perhaps they will recast a younger version, if this is all about time and whatnot. But I have a feeling that he's going to be taking it easier than he did season 1. He was a bit of an action hero in season 1. I mean, it was stunt doubles, but there was clearly a lot of physicality to season 1 of Picard.
I'd be okay with that, preserving the institution that is Picard. I think they should definitely
keeping the miles off. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm okay with that. And plus, who doesn't want to see Rafi and Seven up to shenanigans? That's just gonna be amazing.
There will be a joke about them not having the money to get on the bus. I will bet
guaranteed.
money that they will get on the bus and they'll be like,
guaranteed.
Pull out their pockets, little moths will come out.
What is exact change?
Yes, who knows? Yes. Let's move on to the next one.
Yep, I forgot I said I was reading this one. All right. Since Mike McMahon let us know on First Contact Day that Star Trek Lower Decks was renewed for a 3rd season, it seems CBS has taken... Whoops, I'm going to start that over. Since Mike McMahon let us know on First Contact Day that Star Trek Lower Decks was renewed for a 3rd season, it seems CBS has really taken notice of what stellar... Damn it. All right. Even though I wrote this, obviously I can't read. Since Mike McMahon let us know on First Contact Day that Star Trek Lower Decks was renewed for a 3rd season, it seems CBS has really taken notice of what a stellar production crew they have over there. It was announced that writer-producer Chris Kula, a co-executive producer on Lower Decks, has signed an overall deal with CBS Studios. We don't have any specific details about his deal, but it appears that CBS is doing its best to lock down?
Or lock them up. Maybe we don't know how they roll over there.
Yeah, right. We don't have any specific details about his deal, but it appears that CBS is doing its best to lock down talented people. Kula's credits are nothing to sneeze at either. He's an alum of the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater. Kula's credits are nothing to sneeze at either. He's an alum of the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater, and he's written for NBC's Community, Fox's Mad TV, Comedy Central's At Midnight, and was a supervising producer on Wrecked for TBS. Did you guys see Wrecked? Because that show was hilarious.
I did not.
Oh, man. It was so funny. And I think it was only 1 season.
But Bad TV is reaching back a ways. He's been in the business a while if he was writing for Bad TV.
Well, and Upright Citizens Brigade, that was a long time ago.
Well, I think there was a show called that, but that theater company's been around for a long time. I think they might have been a victim of the COVID thing. I think they might have actually shut down over the COVID thing. But it was like a troupe, like an acting troupe, an improv troupe, where a lot of comedians and writers that got their start there. So.
Interesting point. I received a survey from Paramount Plus asking about their, services that they provide.
Sure.
And I'm not allowed to disclose anything because I said I'd keep the substance confidential. But the fact that I took a survey, I think, was very interesting because some things, were very good questions.
Why did you sign that NDA? You should have struck the NDA clause and then signed it and sent it back. No.
I had things to say about Paramount Plus, and let me tell you, I used the comment section.
I would have struck the confidentiality clause and gone, and another thing I got to tell you.
I did keep adding that, but yes. But I just thought that was really interesting because they did ask very detailed questions about the services they provide.
It's your turn, Elio. You can read.
Sorry, I'm running a last-minute story and still.
That means it's up to me and Kat to make good radio.
Sorry. I'm back.
You don't want to leave.
Back.
Okay.
You
don't want that.
Because
we're going to talk about NDA clauses.
I just put that at the top. Did you not see that? Or did you move it down?
About Mary Chieffo?
Yeah, literally at the top. It says breaking news in bold.
Oh, shit. No, I didn't see that.
With the giant green highlighting.
Look, I'm managing the live stream. I'm listening to you guys. I'm trying to make sure that we got content for the show.
His head's too tight.
It's a slow.
His hair's too long.
His head is too tight for my massive melon head. Look, it's on the last. I have to keep it on the last one. Look, it's the last
It's all bendy. Now you've broken it.
It's the last one.
This show's off the rails now. We're out of control.
Look at this hair. I can't even control it anymore.
Oh, it's out. It's nuts. I'm not doing that to mine because it'll never get tamed back down. It'll never get put back away if I do that.
Look at this. My hat.
Okay.
My hat wants to go poof. It wants to just fly off the hat.
Get me out of here. This is hat abuse.
All right. Sorry.
Okay.
All right. Where are we? Which one? Which show?
The last one. The one you made me right before the show. Because we didn't have enough to talk about, and here we are 40 minutes later.
A lot of it has been banter. Okay.
Like it's like that's ever been a problem. Oh my God, we don't have enough for the show. We'll be fine.
All right. Anyone wants to? Okay. The tech trek, right? Okay.
Yep.
Everyone wants to try to make Trek tech. The flip phone by Motorola. The universal. Okay, hold on. I see here. I see what I have to up my game here. Which means I also have to make the text.
Get on my level.
I will. Everyone wants to try to make Trek tech. The flip phone by Motorola. The universal translator from Google. The Air Force even built a phaser that was designed to shoot down drones with microwaves.
You have to say in all caps because it's in all caps.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
It's in all. I mean, it's like an acronym for something I don't know what.
Oh, okay. The Air Force even built a phaser in all caps, and that was designed to shoot down drones with microwaves. But all these pretenders are able to do is capture a piece of the magic. Either the form isn't quite right, like the flip phone, or the function isn't there, like Google Translate. Well, not so with the Pi Quarter 2. A maker who goes by the YouTube handle Directive Zero has built a prototype of a working tricorder using typical TNG. A maker who goes by the YouTube handle Directive Zero has built a prototype of a working tricorder using a typical TNG case as a model. At the bottom, where the case folds down, is space for a battery and loudspeaker. In the middle is a Raspberry Pi and capacitance. Is it capacitance or capacitive?
I don't know.
I think it's capacitive. It's capacitive.
You say what you like.
I'm almost positive it's capacitive.
I don't know. I can't tell you.
In the middle is a Raspberry Pi and capacitive touchscreen for control and processing. At the top is a printed circuit board ready to mount pretty much any commercially available sensor that will fit it. Now, at the moment, he has temperature, pressure, and humidity sensors functioning and displaying on the screen. He also has connections ready for a simple thermal imager. The whole thing is designed to be modular, so instruments and the internal computer and screens can be updated over time.
Guy looks like he's ready to make like all the tricorders. Like he said it was his favorite toy when he was a kid, and he's got this thing so that the guts of it slide in and out. I mean, he's like, as soon as there's something better than this, I'm putting it in here. Get me a radar. I want geology sensors. I want seismographs. He wants to put all the things in it. And he plugged it in and actually it like worked. He was like watching the graphs go. It's like, you know, the things were more humid or less humid. He was pretty excited about it.
Do you guys remember back in 2017 the Qualcomm Tricorder X Prize?
Yep, they tried.
They did announce a winner, right? Like there was a winner.
Sure.
It went to the Final Frontier Medical Devices team. Whatever happened to that? Like, what have they done with that money?
It's on the list with my flying car. I mean, it's 2021. Where's my flying car? I mean, it's 2021. Where's the tricorder I was supposed to have 5 years ago? Right.
Now,
that thing didn't look like a tricorder. This looks like a tricorder.
Right. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar, the Qualcomm Tricorder X Prize gave over $2 million to a team that could engineer the closest thing to a functioning tricorder. Something that could be portable, that can do remote medical scans with medical grade equipment and medical grade precision. And someone did win that, and I'm just curious, where are they now? You know what? I'm going to follow up on that one.
Would have come in handy during the whole pandemic thing.
I'm sure
to have some of those we could mail to people,
Yeah, they gave out a whole bunch of those prizes, though, according to the Wikipedia page. But they didn't give a follow-up as to what happened with it.
Which is typically not good news, any kind of crowdfunding prize type thing. If something happens, people would be like, remember the winner of this thing? Well, it's look at all this wonderful. Yeah, not a good follow-up. And again, the other thing is, this is the Picorder 2. He actually made an earlier version that looked like Spock's tricorder from the original series. But I don't think it was nearly as functional as this one is. And I think this one's modular too, so you can swap stuff in and out. This one looks like fun. This one looks like, if you pull this off your belt and told people what the temperature was and the humidity and was dropping and the barometric pressure was dropping, we're gonna have a storm. Right. I mean, you'd impress people with this.
That's true. All right, we can move on to the next story.
Oh, is it me?
Yep.
I think somebody.
All right. Well, after I do this, I think the dog has to go outside. But
okay.
All right. It's a slow news week. When that happens, we get a little dirty and rummage around in the rumor mills. The latest comes from the old faithful giantfreakingrobot.com, where one of their
Go ahead. Go take out the. Go take out. Go take out the dog.
How about someone else do that?
Yeah, Tony can read it. Go ahead.
You want me to do it? Okay.
Yeah, just read it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's a slow news week. And when that happens, we get a little dirty and rummage around the rumor mills. The latest comes from that old faithful giantfreakingrobot.com, where one of their, quote, trusted and proven sources, end quote, tells them that there's a plan to bring back Scott Bakula as Captain Jonathan Archer, along with the likes of T'Pol and Dr. Phlox. Captains like Nostradamus, with enough theories and rumors published, you might just get one or two right. This one, though, keep it in the back of your mind as just a rumor. Doesn't mean that it's not fun to speculate on what that story would look like, though.
Yeah, you know what I liked was our interview with Connor Trenier at Vegas. In 2019.
Yeah.
Right, because you asked a really nice question about.
I did.
About where would Trip be now, in season 5? Where would he have liked to have seen it? And he gave a really earnest and honest answer, especially having been become a father, and exploring where the relationship with T'Pol would be and children. Yeah. So I almost don't care much about Archer or T'Pol or Phlox. I kind of care about where Trip is.
Well, he was like the most regular Joe of the entire crew, right? Everybody had a thing, right? Malcolm was all like a stick in the mud from his Royal Navy dad, and T'Pol was the alien, and Phlox was the other alien, and Hoshi was the genius, and Montgomery, or Ensign Travis was, he was the weird pilot guy from outer space. Trip was just the guy, right? He was from Florida. He liked to drink a beer every once in a while. He liked engines. He's just a guy. So I think he would have been the most relatable. I think he's the most relatable one.
He was also, Connor Trenier was also the strongest performer on that show. I mean, I just rewatched the episode where they lose the baby. And
season 4 Enterprise was some of the best Trek ever damn film. Just
episode where they lose the baby, that
it was good. It was really, really good, and they deserved a 5th season after that stuff.
And it was an honest performance that he delivered.
Yes,
it was just really good. And it's funny. I think I was reading a story recently that he had shared publicly that was a very personal story for him. That something had happened in his life that kind of resembled that very closely, and that those reactions, and that he and what's her name, T'Pol?
Jolene Blaylock.
And that he and Jolene Blaylock, had to work on those scenes together just to get through them, because it was just so emotional for him. So yeah, I think not only was he a strong character and somebody that people could relate to, but I just think he was the strongest performer in that cast, followed by closely by Dr. Phlox.
Billingsley.
I love Phlox.
By Billingsley. Yeah, he also was a very solid performer in that troupe. So, yeah, I'd love to see where if they do I'd love to see if they do bring back somebody from Enterprise. I would hope that it's Trenier, or at the very least we find out what Scotty did to Admiral Archer's prized beagle. Kat, why don't you sweep us out?
Well, captains, that's all the news we have to check out this week. Now let's find out what happened in the world of Star Trek gaming.
All right, 3010, please, is when that ended. Admiral Archer's prized beagle. He was in SG-1? Connor Trenier?
Connor Trenier was in he was in Atlantis. No, he's in Atlantis. Connor Trenier was in Atlantis. He was a bad guy in Atlantis. Oh. Billingsley had a guest shot in SG-1. Jolene Blaylock also had a couple of guest shots, or a couple of guest episodes in SG-1. Who else? I think that might have been it. But yeah, a lot of them wound up on Stargate. They were fun appearances.
So did Bob Picardo, no?
Oh, Bob Picardo had a long run. He had a long run. He started in our Stargate SG-1, and then he was one of the regulars on the last season of Atlantis, I think. So yeah, a lot of Trek people wound up over at on Stargate. Okay, we're quiet now. We can't have dead air. We have to make good radio.
Sorry.
Come on,
does
guys.
It look interesting when we're reading and trying to write stuff?
No, it's not good radio. I know this from experience. I've done this before. It is not good radio when I get yelled at over on the other show if I'm writing stuff while we're trying to do things.
All right,
no multitasking.
Everybody good? Are we?
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta fix this light. My light keeps going in and out.
Well, okay,
so let's talk about NDAs and
I just
what?
had to move real quick.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
Adam Butt.
Indemnity
If Adam is
provisions?
watching right now, thank you. Adam Butt just edited their pledge, and it's great. I'd love to see that.
Oh, thank
Well,
you.
thanks, Adam.
I think people are enjoying our rewatches of short treks. I'm not going to tell you more than that because of.
Was I supposed to watch one for this week?
No, we're going to watch it together like we did last week.
We watched together. That's what's so fun about it.
Oh,
'cause
right.
You don't
Okay.
have to do
That's
the
right.
homework.
Right.
Don't have to do
ahead of
homework.
To do the
time.
homework. It's a bit of a mystery science theater, and so far we've been getting some. I think people are enjoying it. So I just uploaded Calypso. I'm gonna say Calypso.
Yeah.
Calypso, yes, over the weekend, and tonight. I don't know. Maybe we'll just start from the top tonight. Robert Hertz is going to be joining us.
Wasn't that the first one? I thought Calypso was the first one.
I don't remember. I'm just gonna, grab. I'm gonna make sure maybe we'll just go in order now instead of just picking them at random. Not that it matters, but because they weren't in any particular order. But thank you, Adam. We hope that you enjoy. If you're watching now, if you're in the live stream, thank you so much. Yes, you can join. You can be a patron for just $1 a month, and if all of you do it, that'd be fantastic. That would be amazing. We could do great things with that financing. But at $10, you get an extra show.
2
Yeah.
2 shows.
And it's pretty fun because we can curse.
Because we can curse, that's true.
What? We can't do it now? I was not given that
unless
memo.
it's in quotes. Unless it's in quotes.
I wasn't given that memo. Sorry. What?
All right, ready?
What?
We're going to do gaming news at 33:45. 33:45. So in 3, 2. Actually, I am going to move this down.
Okay.
I'm going to move this down.
False alarm. We're not actually starting at 33:45.
Do you want me to
More
read
like
this first one,
34,
or-
15.
Yeah.
I didn't assign
Actually, no.
readers.
I'm going to have... I'll read this first one, and then, Kat, you can jump in with commentary about it.
Oh, I got lots to say.
All right.
Maybe.
All right, so sorry. Gaming is starting at 34:20. 20. 3420.
Okay.
Sorry. 3, 2. Starting today on PC and running for the next 3 weeks, Star Trek Online launched the second featured event called Tholian Trouble. This event allows players the choice of running either the Azure Nebula Rescue or Vault Ensnared Task Force Operation missions, while also earning daily progress towards the grand prize. The two particular TFOs had some recent updates which have dramatically improved the gameplay during these missions. Completing the event rewards the Universal Console Tholian Web Array as an account unlock and a character-only, one-time-only reward of 25,000 dilithium ore and 3 featured TFO reward boxes. These boxes gave a choice of 1 specialization point or an enhanced universal tech upgrade to get your gear to its max potential. Now, so Kat, of this event, what do you think of the rewards? How's that universal console? Is it something that we should all kind of get?
I think it's more build specific because not too many people run Tetrion damage, which this, boosts your Tetrion damage. But if you do have like a kinetic damage, physical damage build, the Tholian Web is pretty handy because you can, hold all your enemies in place and blast them. So, that probably is good if that's the kind of build you have. I think this is more geared towards science builds personally, but it's, definitely something you could incorporate into your arsenal.
Now, they're also reintroducing the grand prize, right? They're redoing it now for 2021. So
No, they're, okay. So this event is the second of the 3 featured events, that give you the great grand prize, which is your choice of, all the options that are listed here. But
that restarted for 2021, right? There was one for 2020.
Correct. But it only had two featured events. So now we have 3 featured events, and the overall points you need to claim that grand prize have increased from, I think it was 2,800 to 3,500.
There's actually going to be 5 events. This is number 2 of 5.
Oh, really? I could have sworn it was 3.
Yeah.
Well, anyway. Okay, so play longer, but, of the winning, once you finish it all, you get a pretty cool, option of choices there.
You get the Tier 6 Enterprise A. You get the Tier 6 Enterprise. That's what you get.
If you pick
that's
one.
That's what you get.
Right,
well, but why would you pick anything else? You would just pick that.
Why would you pick anything else? Because,
you wouldn't pick anything else.
You can get 1,500 Lobi that you can use to buy a starship like the Anorax, which is now available in the Lobi store.
What?
That's right.
Yeah. You wouldn't even spend all your Lobi. You wouldn't even spend all your Lobi if you bought that Anorax right now.
That's right. The Anorax, which was announced today, is a science dreadnought that is kind of a flash sale happening today through,
I think, the 7th.
Hold on. It's not linked.
11th. May 11th.
11th.
May 11th.
Sorry. I thought I put that
May
in
11th. It's happening for 1 week only, folks. 1 week only. Step up all top.
Well, you could use that Lobi to buy something like a special event flash sale starship like the Krenim Anorak Science Dreadnought, which is currently on sale from now until May 11th, which is on sale between now and May 11th for only 960 Lobi, right? That's 20% off.
Which would make that would make it the most expensive Lobi store in the Lobi ship in the store. Everything else is usually, the top one's usually 900. This one would be 1,200. Now it's on sale, 20% off, 960. Still the most expensive thing, but it's until now is only available in a lockbox.
And promo R&D.
The promo,
boxes.
right?
Yeah.
Sorry, the worst lockbox, like one of the bad ones, like what they have my Enterprise in, like that one. That one. So and this harkens back to the discussion we had a few weeks ago, Elio, when you were gone, with the lockbox magic that they do to make you hit these buttons. And if you're Kat, you were there for this discussion. Yes, and we talked about the ways we fall victims. Well, Cryptics hit a bunch of these buttons. It's a limited time offer. It's the one of the most rarest ships in the game because it's behind the super bad lockbox, the R&D lockbox. It's a superior ship. It's got a lot of cool stuff on it that you can only use with that ship. Like, it's got a unique console that only works on that ship and unique powers and stuff. So it hits a lot of these buttons to make people go get it, and you can get it only with low buy, which only comes from opening lockboxes. So yeah, this. I mean, it's not evil, but it's evil, like a little bit evil, like diet evil, just 1 calorie.
But it's on sale.
But it's on sale.
It's less evil because it's on sale. I mean, people always want different ways to get these super rare ships, but oh man, all
That's
those
true.
emotional buttons are totally pushed by this kind of thing. Because I would do it if I didn't already have an Anorex.
You already got one. No, but it's good, and Cryptic is the one sort of saving grace of this is that it's the second chance currency that they're using, the low buy, and this is another way to get the rare item that doesn't require the luck. I mean, you just need to open enough of the lockboxes, and eventually you will get it. It's a guaranteed get eventually. The only question is how many.
I did some numbers
that you need to get. Oh, do tell.
Okay, so generally, and you can get lucky because generally lockboxes award 4 Lobi. So if they're all just awarding 4 Lobi, and it's not always, but normally, 240 lockboxes you would have to open at $1.25 each. But though right now there is a key sale, but about $300.
Another button pushed.
Damn.
Another button pushed.
Around $300 for 960 Lobi, and that's the sale price. PS.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's guaranteed.
Yes.
That is the most you would pay.
Yeah, you could spend easily that opening R&D boxes and just getting.
Oh my god, and get nothing. I mean, not nothing. You'll get R&D materials, which are very valuable on their own. Let me tell you, so valuable.
So, yes, it is this whole event, going back a moment to, how you can earn one of 3 rewards for doing this year. It's essentially a year-long event, right? And it is, in fact, 5 different events. Remind me what happens if you miss an event? Because I've already missed the first one. I missed the Voth event.
Well, you can still gain progress. I mean, if you start playing today, you'll still, so each time you complete an event in one of these events during the time they're running, you gain progress overall. So your status bar will gain progress. So if you have missed 1 or 2 by the end of the 5th one, you still have the option to buy it out if you want the prize.
Okay, so you will be able to do a buyout option, like
yes,
pay the remaining difference. In
absolutely,
some form
but
of
not until it gets closer to the end, right? So you can't just buy it out right now because people would totally do that. But once you get to the last event, and you can buy out each individual event, but it's like 2,000 Zen. But you can just play the missions and not have to do that.
Well, you have to play the missions once a day for 14 days.
Correct.
They give you a little wiggle room in there. I mean, you can miss a few days in there and still get it. It's like, I think it runs for 20 days or something like that, and you have to do 14. It's something like that.
Right, but you still earn progress. If you play the 20 days, you're getting progress towards the end. So it's worth your while if you really are really wanting to get a jump on that ship. You can get it a little early.
Yeah, and remember, the most important thing for an MMO is cheeks and seats. They want you to be in the habit of logging in every day because statistically, the more days you log in, the better chance there is that you're going to flip them a little Zen at some point. And so that's what these things are designed primarily to do.
And going back to the limited time Krenim Anorak science ship that's going to be available in the Lobi store. So obviously for a limited time, it's 960 Lobi, but you see, this is where I don't understand, right? It says the ship will only be available until May 11th, and there's a sale. So
right, the sales usually only last through the weekend. So, but they did not specify in the blog post when the actual sale is going to end. So if the sale is like a flash sale and it's only going to be around for a couple of days, you and if you really want that Anorax, I mean, now is the best time to do it, because otherwise it's 1200 Lobby. And again, the blog post doesn't say when the sale ends. So maybe it's on sale this whole time to the 11th, but it's not written very specifically.
Right, it's not written very specifically because it says for 1200 Lobby, but 960 Lobby during the 20% off sale, you can obtain this infamous ship until May 11th. So, yeah, it's unclear. And that leads me to the next headline. Speaking of clarity...
But wait, there's more.
Speaking of clarity and confusion, on Monday, May 3rd, you may have seen an out-of-the-blue announcement of a special On Monday, May 3rd, you might have seen an out-of-the-blue announcement of a special event happening on Star Trek Online's test server called Trouble. Now, for those of you who may not be aware, when you start up Star Trek Online, you have an option to install the game's test server to help the developers, quality assure some of the new features that are being worked on. This test environment is called Trouble. Anywho, in a cryptic tweet, players were invited to defend Earth space dock from an assault led by Jimpock. Unfortunately, not all went according to plan. There was a lot of confusion about where exactly the event was taking place, if it was going to be in space or ground. Then, due to the massive influx of players transferring maps when they finally learned where the action was happening, no one could get back into the game. Right? Nobody could log into Trouble Test Server and actually do this. So, what was this all about? Well, I mean, not really much. It was just a few NPCs spawned inside Earth space dock, including a T-Rex. I saw some images of the T-Rex there. And players had to fight them off. What exactly the testing was for? Maybe it was a load balance test to see if they could do events like this in social zones like Earth space dock. Who knows? But to my point about how this links into the previous story about the Anorax is clarity, right? Far too many things are slipping through the cracks that are just confusing players and frustrating those who want to take advantage of everything that's going on in the game event-wise, right? Whether it's a typo here, a misprint there, a lack of clarity in a blog post, this kind of stuff hurts. If you're coming into the game for the first time and you're really excited and eager, and all of a sudden you see a very cryptic message about some live event happening in the game, that's going to get people excited. It got me excited, and I've been playing this game for 10 years. But alas, I was chilling outside Earth space dock in my starship, waiting for something to go down, when in fact you had to be in Earth space dock, which, mind you, was where I beamed down in the first place. But I transferred maps. Then I couldn't get back down to Earth space dock. And I feel like, if it was a last-minute event, cool, that's fine. But just a little extra time should be taken in proofreading and reviewing things before they are published.
I think there's two things going on here. Number one, on the Lobby thing, they may not necessarily want you to know when the sale is over versus when the ship is no longer on sale, because it's a get it while it's hot thing. They kind of want you to have those questions like, oh, is the sale? Can I get this? Can I wait till the end of the weekend? Can I wait to push the buy button and still get the great deal? Maybe if you did some research on your own, you could find an answer to that. But to be on the safe side, you really just ought to buy it now, just to be safe. So on the one hand, maybe that's kind of on purpose. On the other thing, what I think what this is saying to me is that people who play this game want something to happen. Like, they want these live events to happen. Like, I don't know. Let's say, for example, there was a Star Trek actor from let's pick a series, DS9, let's say, just off the top of my head. And let's say he was, I don't know, like a medical guy of some kind. And he wanted to come in and appear at, say, Starfleet Academy or something. I don't know. I'm spitballing here off the top of my head. Not like we talked to a guy.
Some guy who played a doctor on television.
I mean,
it's not like we talked to a guy that wanted to do this. I'm just making stuff up.
Sheer.
Yeah, it's something. I mean, but that's the kind of thing people will jump at, right? And that's the kind of thing that'll create buzz in a 10-year-old game where people will just jump in,
Well,
which is
yeah.
exciting. It'll get
Here's
you
the
press.
thing too. You don't even need new content necessarily. You need to, have some type of, exciting thing happen. Like one day you could have it, just have an avatar in there walking around, maybe controlled by said actor from said series, namely
To just,
Dr. Bashir.
spitballing.
But
Spitballing.
all right, so you're right. I'm 100% on board with this, right? I hate to harken back to the good old MMO days of the Matrix Online, but
Drake.
for a while, the Matrix Online hosted live events. And there were 3 servers, right? That was it. It was 3 servers, and in different times throughout the day, the character would appear, and they would appear in character. You wouldn't hear their voices or anything, but they would type, their communication in the zone chat as the character, right? Morpheus or Niobe or whoever. Those events drew in massive crowds in the MMO. So much so that frame rates dropped to like 0, 1. It was incredible. I would love for that kind of stuff to happen in Star Trek Online, but because...
So would a lot of people, apparently.
But because the servers are instanced, where you can have 20 instances of Earth Space Dock with a max of, 15, 20 characters, 20 people in the zone? What is it?
I think those are 25 to 30, the bigger zones.
Star Trek Online doesn't lend itself to that. And I think that maybe now, especially, that they are in fact a theme park MMO now with new Trek happening and them trying to keep up with all the new content coming from Paramount Plus. Maybe they should consider investing in servers that can support more people in a single instance, so that then maybe there's only 3 instances of Earth Space Dock, and at 5 o'clock in instance 1, Julian Bashir is going to be there chilling on Earth Space Dock, and you can do an event. Then at 4 o'clock it'll be instance 2.
Yeah. There's a couple of tricky things going on here. The first thing, you can solve that instancing problem the way it is now by making it a hide and seek game. Have somebody drop clues or whatever, and have him be in some obscure place. And as soon as people, the first people to figure out where he's at will get to see him, right? Because you know the trivia, or you research the thing, So the first 25 people who figure it out and can get there, and that's fine. The other thing about making them more players, that has a lot of technical implications to it that go beyond just making the program. Write some code and just.
Oh, I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to brush
it would
off
take years probably. Yeah, this would be a years-long project.
Is Magic the Gathering also instanced? Are all their new games still similarly instanced the way Star Trek Online is?
I'd be surprised if they weren't.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't played that one.
I got into the Magic the Gathering for a little bit, and just to start it off, and it seemed like it worked like Neverwinter does. I mean, depending on how far you travel, you can see more or less people. But I think that the more crowded social zones are also simpler, right? There's not as much whiz-bang stuff going on. There's not attacks and animations and all that kind of stuff. It's just social zones.
Yeah, Jason Smith says, they're all like that.
Yeah.
Instanced.
But even so, getting above whatever comfortable player limit they have right now to expand it to be 5 or 10 or 20 times the size, that's a years-long project.
Yeah, I always. But you bring up a good point. That there is hunger for that, right? I think that this little micro
starvation.
test event was a revelation in more than one way.
A couple dimensions,
in
sure.
a couple of dimensions, right? Mm-hmm. One is that, from a PR perspective, a little more care needs to be taken to announcements and blog posts and proofreading and reviewing the details. And number 2 is that the community is clearly hungry for these. Show up at 1:30 for a crazy thing that's going to happen, and you got to fight it off.
Yeah, I mean, I've read that nobody could get logged in, so I didn't even bother. And also, I was working, so I couldn't anyway.
Well.
But I did see screenshots.
Details.
I mean, I did see screenshots of the outside of ESD, and it looked like there were a ton of enemy ships, random enemy. I don't know if that's what it was supposed to be or the inside. Yeah, it was all not clear.
We have to make it radio because he's typing in your question.
Oh.
Because we had a fantastic discussion just then.
Yeah, I
Change
mean,
the course of the show.
I probably couldn't have logged into
Okay.
Tribble anyway because I haven't logged in, and it would have patched for like an
Yeah,
hour.
it would take.
I had an old ass character. Well, that leads us to our first community. Well, that leads us to our community question for. Since I'm wearing the brim of the hat, I keep hitting the. I'm wearing the hat. The brim of the hat keeps hitting the.
Turn it backwards, man. Rally cap. No! Do or do not. There is no try. Sideways is no. Sideways is no.
Here's our community question for this week. Would live events excite you in Star Trek Online? And how would you like for them to be implemented? Let us know in the comment section for this episode at PriorityOnePodcast.com or by replying to our community question post when we share it later this week on places like Facebook and Twitter.
Really? You didn't? Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy!
Ugh.
What's that?
Well, he still does have the
for a white guy.
he still does have the sticker on top.
I do still have that sticker. Look at
yeah.
Oh,
Is
whoa.
the
Hey,
price
Minnie
tag still on the
Pearl.
back?
Hey, Minnie Pearl.
Is the price tag still dangling
No, listen,
someplace?
man, I'm from
Yeah.
West New York, New Jersey. Yeah, look right here, man.
Yeah,
Look, man.
it's still there.
Look, man, I'm from West New York, New Jersey. All right, this OG West New York. All right, you leave me alone. Grew up in the projects. Don't fucking know shit. It's true. I did grow up in the projects. I'm not making fun of it. I grew up in the projects.
Who's next here? It was written by Kat. This is the
Go ahead,
breaking
Kat,
news.
go ahead, read it. Kat.
Friend of the podcast and our very
Hold on,
favorite.
Let's do a breaking news segment here.
Do we have a breaking news segment?
Well, he's gonna make
I
one.
am gonna make one.
That's just in. Transatlantic voice.
This just in. Right, I have to put on the.
You gotta find him.
I know. I got.
You gotta find him.
This just in to the Priority One newsroom.
I need that one again. No, hang on,
Alright.
Kat. I need that one again.
I gotta talk like this. I gotta warm up. I gotta get myself into character.
Play it off, Johnny.
This just in to the Priority One newsroom. The diaphragm had to.
I
come
got
out
it.
there.
You got
The
that one.
diaphragm had
Yeah,
to
you
come
got
out
that one.
there.
Yep. You got that one.
Friend of the podcast and our very favorite Klingon Chancellor, Laurel. Oh, I forgot to put that in there. Dang it.
But who else would it be? It's
I-
not gonna
well,
be
I know.
Gowron. Shaw.
Right. Friend of the podcast and our very favorite Klingon Chancellor Laurel, Mary Chifo, tweeted earlier today saying, quote, "Nothing says may the..."
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I fucked you up. My bad.
Okay.
I was gonna say, include the date because today is Friday when people listen to this, and
Yeah,
but
I just
then
said...
but then you say May the 4th, and yeah, that's why I stopped myself. My bad. I'm sorry.
And since we're interrupting everything, I have to say apologies to Bob O'Reilly because maybe he is our favorite Klingon
He is our
Chancellor, and I'm just
favorite.
insensitive.
Bob O'Reilly, he was one
We
of
have
my
two favorite
favorite
Klingon
interviews.
Chancellors.
He was one of my
Yeah.
favorite interviews during our 500.
Well, that's true. But, I mean, come on, Laurel.
Come on, Laurel.
Jamal,
Okay,
Jamal,
come on, Laurel.
did you change your voicemail, Jamal? Please tell me you changed your voicemail. Because
I
that
want to
shit
hear
was
it. Can
epic.
I call it? Please send me your... Oh, no.
That was epic. I wish I could play it.
Yeah, I literally want to hear it. Okay. Friend of the podcast and our very favorite Klingon Chancellor Laurel, Mary Chifo, tweeted earlier today saying, saying, quote, "Nothing says May the 4th be with you like shouting Klingon in a sound booth. So much for getting back to voicing
fun.
Chancellor..." Oh, damn it. So much fun getting back to voicing Chancellor Laurel for even more epic and honorable adventures in Trek Online game
Just say
today.
Star Trek Online.
Damn it. So much fun getting back to voicing Chancellor Laurel for even more epic and honorable balls.
I thought you said there was no cursing on this show.
I wasn't
You
cursing.
brought it up, and now I just can't help it.
You know, everyone's doing
I'm
it.
aware of it. I'm hyper aware of it.
I'm starting over. Friend of the podcast and our very favorite Klingon Chancellor Laurel, Mary Chifo, tweeted earlier today saying, quote, Nothing says May the 4th be with you like shouting Klingon in a sound booth. So much fun getting back to voicing Chancellor L'Rell for even more epic and honorable adventures in Star Trek Online today. Kapla, end quote. Chifo has reprised her role as L'Rell in the continuing Klingon Civil War story arc in Star Trek Online. No updates as of yet regarding when the new episodes will be available to play in game.
Rekha Sharma also got on the Twitters too, so
That's
she's
did?
back also.
Oh,
Yeah,
a dead pa!
Pause.
She's back too.
So awesome.
And Bob O'Reilly already said he was going to go be recording some more lines this summer too. So the whole gang's back.
Amazing.
I'm sure we'll get
I'm gonna
JG
have
in
to
there
try
too.
to arrange all of them to come onto the show and do one Klingon, one
Get
massive
JG too.
Klingon interview.
Absolutely.
Get Hertzler too.
That would be so amazing. The best thing about her tweet is she posted a picture of herself and she's wearing a Save Ben Solo t-shirt. It's so good.
There's no saving Ben Solo.
I know.
He did it to himself.
Well,
Yeah,
in
but,
other
you know.
gaming news, Tony, why don't you take this one?
Oh, okay. But wait, there's more. Well, this isn't specifically another Star Trek game, but it's a game you know, or maybe your kids might be really into. Minecraft. Josh Davison of thegamer.com put together a top 10 list of the best Star Trek themed mods for Minecraft. Now, don't get too excited. Unfortunately, some of the mods are more sci-fi inspired than they are Star Trek themed. But there are 7 solid options. One mod called A Touch of Trek, which includes textures and art assets that really let you build visually stunning. One mod called A Touch of Trek, which includes textures and art assets that really let you build a visually stunning starship environment. Of course, there's Mind Trek that utilizes a bunch of mods, lets you create superstructures and environments. We're talking multi-level starships.
I don't know anything about Minecraft other than it's all blocky and zombies can come at you. But
Yes,
I know it's huge, and if you want to, if you want to try to limit your kids' play, say like, all right, you can play Minecraft, but it's got to be the Star Trek mods.
I don't think that's going to work because they'll just install something behind your back and make you have viruses on your computer that would cause you to wipe out the entire hard drive. Not like I know that from experience or anything. But not like I have lived this personally. Yeah, I couldn't tell you. But I will say that years ago when Minecraft was first getting big, one of the things that people were doing, even without this kind of support, they were building life-size giant starships. Like
Right,
you could walk around. Yeah, you could walk around the inside of the Enterprise D and stuff like that. But yeah, it's pretty impressive. But so that's good.
All right, Kat, can you soup us out?
That's the news from Trek Games this week. Now let's open hailing frequencies and see what's incoming.
1 hour, 2 minute, and 25 seconds. So, Jason Smith, like we anticipated, was super fast.
Oh yeah, I have it pulled up and it's amazing.
Let me see if I can share it.
It's so good.
there it
And
is.
also, Jason Smith, can I have a Wesley sweater too?
There it is already. Already.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Jason. What you need to do is you need to put that next to my Fleet Admiral Tony, and put him like on a pedestal or box, some slightly taller than Ensign Elliot. You did. Yeah. Just that. That's the next thing that needs to happen right there. So we'll be in good shape.
Don't do that, Jason. Don't waste your time.
No, it's art. It's time well spent.
Don't waste
It'll be highly rated. It'll be a live event. Everyone will log in to try to see it. Crash the server.
How is it a 10-year-old game? And there are 2 parts of the game. There's a space part of the game and there's a ground part of the game. How do you not specify? How do you not specify which Earth space dock? How?
I think the intention was I think what he said was he just needed a few people to test something, and it got blown out of proportion. Which was to your point about being more clear. I mean, that's to your point. I get that.
People want stuff to do, and they are logged in all the time.
Some people are working from home, right? And, can sneak away.
It's a global game. People around the world play it, at every time zone. I mean, yeah.
Like, it's one thing if it would have come from someone like a dev account, right? Where they may not have as many followers. But when you do it from the official, like.
Well, they certainly wanted a stress test of some kind, and they sure got one.
Got it.
They sure got one.
It stressed me out just reading about
Exactly.
it.
Yes, it stressed me out trying to get in and wanting to be a part of it. You know, the first time I got excited. Look, man, this is what was disappointing too.
Yeah, that's why the Matrix. He brought up the Matrix, everybody. This hits hard. This hit hard.
In a long time that I was like, ooh, I want to be a part of this. Let me get into Star Trek Online. Let me fire it up. It was the first time I actually got excited about doing something where I was like, I'm going to try to stop what I'm doing so that I can experience what's about to go down.
They got to talk to Sid. And
it just, and I get it. I get
gotta
it was a
talk
test
to
thing.
Sid.
I get it was a test thing, but there was a cryptic tweet with IDEPI and a staticky image. Like I was intrigued and I was really excited, and it was like a balloon, you know, not a popped balloon, a balloon that, you know, unties and like that's how that happened. That's the best analogy I can make.
It's a very clear picture. It's an excellent word picture. That's good radio. It's good radio, Elio. Well done. Well done. That's fantastic.
Nice.
All right, ready for feedback and closing?
Yes.
Well, let's do it.
All right, 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 40 seconds, please. 3, 2. Well, captains, hailing frequencies are now open, and we're ready to receive all of your incoming messages.
LeVar Burton recently expressed his assumption that Geordi LaForge will probably be appearing in Star Trek Picard. We asked you all to give us your pitch for getting Geordi into the show, and we got some great responses.
On Facebook, Matt Black writes, Geordi LaForge is one of the few people, besides Alton Inigo Soon, that has practical experience with Sung-type androids. He's also trusted by Picard and Starfleet, so being called in to consult on treating him, Picard, would be an easy in.
Oh, that's a really good point. Well done, Matt Black. From Facebook, Arthur Girdwood says he needs his own ship. That would be amazing.
From Instagram, oak42.jkeg thanks. Picard needs to rebuild Starfleet and bring the Federation together. For this, he needs the best and brightest in all technology. New stealth and speed tech can be found at the LaForge Barmas Institute. I know that's supposed to be. I think is that Brahms? Is that supposed to be Brahms?
I think it's supposed to be
Leia
Brahms.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Like,
I'm gonna try it
what's
again.
Barmas? Am I missing?
I think that's just just got switched around.
Okay.
One more time. For this, he needs the best and brightest in all technology. New stealth and speed tech can be found at the LaForge Brahms Institute.
You know, the countdown to the Kelvin fork. You know, the countdown series, the comic book series that led up and gave you a bit of a backstory to the Kelvin fork back in 2009 is not a bad read. And it involves a lot of the prime timeline characters like Geordi, who's responsible for building the squid.
Is it the jellyfish? I
The
think
jellyfish.
it's the jellyfish.
You're right, it's a jellyfish.
Yeah,
My bad.
right. Yeah.
And
Not a different squishy marine creature.
Right.
Yeah,
and we get some backstory about Worf as well and what he's been up to. So if you haven't read it, I encourage you to pick it up. But that wraps up episode 507 of Priority One, a Roddenberry Star Trek podcast. There are more great shows available to you on the Roddenberry Podcast Network, so just visit podcasts.roddenberry.com for a complete list of shows. Then be sure to subscribe to them all and share them with your friends.
And we can't forget to send a special thanks to some of our Patreon supporters like David K. Rutley, Peter Archibald, and Gerald Bosch.
And here's a reminder of our community question this week. It had something to do with Star Trek Online, and I didn't copy and paste it. Please hold.
Live events.
Do
You want a live event like Elio remembers in the Matrix back in the olden times?
Yo. No, I'll hold it off.
Yeah, save it for later. Hey, finish the show. Come on.
Where the hell's the community question?
One thing at a time.
Okay.
Check it out.
Cut. Paste.
And here's a reminder of our community question this week. Would live events Would live events excite you in Star Trek Online? And how would you like for them to be implemented?
Captains, it's important to us that you get your voice heard and that you participate in the conversation. Leave us a comment on our website at PriorityOnePodcast.com, on our Facebook page at Facebook.com/PriorityOnePodcast, or you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at PriorityOnePod.
And if you're still craving more, be sure to spend time with Winters, Anthony, Thomas, Gray, me, plus the rest of the Priority One Armada. Saturday nights, the Armada broadcasts live to review the latest news from Star Trek Online and the Armada community, including spotlighting some of our amazing members. With regular giveaways, there's something for all STO players, whether you're new or a veteran. Follow us on all our social media accounts for broadcast times. And if you'd like to join the Armada, visit PriorityOneArmada.com.
Is it me?
Mm-hmm.
It's you.
This episode of Priority One is brought to you by our patrons through patreon.com. Captains, this has been a crazy year, and we are humbled by the ongoing support that we receive from you, including our newest patrons this month. It is humbling to know that you find value in the show and that you want us to continue to succeed in producing the quality content you've come to expect. Now remember, you can download as little as $1 a month. And with many dollars, we can do great things. So please consider...
Wait. You said you can download $1. That'd be awesome if you could download dollars.
I'd like to do that right now.
Right?
Now remember, you can contribute as little as $1 a month. And with many dollars, we can do many great things on this show. So please consider visiting us over at patreon.com/PriorityOne and learning about all our tiers and how you can support the show.
Oh, the copy doesn't say all that, and so I never know. Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
Don't forget to tune in to Priority On Productions Guard Frequency Podcast.
Slow down. Don't forget to tune in to Priority One Productions Guard Frequency Podcast. There's no constant.
You know what? I got this.
I'm only gonna use vowels.
Hey, I got this. Hold on. Listen to Guard Frequency. It's a pretty good show. You should check it out.
Thanks to our audio editors, including Gray, Brandon, Daniel.
Hang on, I gotta do it the whole thing because Len will be sad if we don't plug Heroes Rise. Don't forget to tune in to Priority One Productions Guard Frequency Podcast at guardfrequency.com. Each episode, the Guard will take you inside the universe of your favorite space sims, including a tabletop adventure played out by your hosts. And Heroes Rise brings you up to date with the world of Dungeons & Dragons. Learn all about the latest publications, tools, tips, tricks, and traps in less time than it takes to skin a wyvern. Head over to heroesrisepodcast.com to discover their secrets.
Thanks to our audio editors, including Gray, Brandon, William, Daniel, Rand, Lennon, and Alex. Thanks to our producer, Jake, and associate producers, Shane and Thomas. Together, they help us organize and write up our summary of the weekly headlines from the Star Trek multiverse. Thanks to our graphic artist, Alejandro, with support from Jason of the Priority One Armada. Thanks to the composer of our theme music, Chris Watts. But most importantly, a big thanks to you, the Star Trek community, our listeners. Because without your ongoing support, none of this would be possible.
Shields up, red alert.
All right,
Batten down the hatches.
That's it for this episode of Priority One. And we're going to go sign off and record After Hours, where we'll be doing a Mystery Science Theater style rewatch of a short trek that is exclusive to our patrons at the $10 a month level. Remember, that's $10 a month, not a day, not a week. It's $10 a month, and you get a whole new, a whole separate podcast that we try to be inventive and creative with it. We experiment with it, and we value your opinion and your feedback on it. So if you're interested, again, that's patreon.com/Priority One.
Oh yeah, you didn't even mention we have special guests that
we have
show
special
up
guests.
sometime. Oh my god, yes, they're so awesome.
Yeah. And don't worry, Dave. We'll be bringing back the real Australian. Will be back next week, I think. Tony won't be going anywhere because Kat's leaving. Wait, is it next
Are
week?
you moving next week, Kat,
No,
or is it the week after?
So
No,
I'm
it's
moving in, let's see,
2 weeks, right?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks. Okay. Yeah.
Well, Yeah, but I still have to. I haven't really done any packing, so I'll be packing and then moving.
Got it.
So I should really get on that.
Yeah, it's just a thing's happening.
But if anyone needs like an old tape deck and equalizer, I'm gonna get rid of mine. I swear this time. This move, I'm getting rid of my stereo components that I don't use anymore, like that 50 disc changer. Who uses those?
Let's talk about the tape deck.
So, you
Okay.
may make fun
Yeah.
of me about the Matrix Online, but there is one community member from that game, Vesuvius MXO, who has continued to carry the torch for the game. He's got a strong Instagram account. He's been doing a podcast, which I'm jealous. I wish I would have done the Matrix Online podcast. And he goes through the the history of the game and whatnot. And he just recently had an article written about him. I think it was. Hold on, I gotta find out who wrote the article about him, because it was like about retired MMOs and the communities that continue them. Hold on,
Oh, you think that'll be us someday with Star Trek Online?
it is gonna be. I hope somebody makes a documentary about like the Star Trek podcasts and the people who made them, and we'll all be long gone, and they'll just have these archival the archives.
How long are we gonna keep doing this, and how long do you think Star Trek Online is gonna keep going?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know.
After 10 years, sometimes I feel like there's no end in sight.
It will never stop.
It'll never end.
It will just keep
We'll
going.
Keep on keeping on.
And so on, and so on, and so on.
All right, we're gonna go take a break and then do after hours. So, until next week, look up Vesuvius. Go look up the Matrix Online. You won't miss him if you were.
I'll get right on that.
Yeah, get on.
And I know you will too.
I know.
Everybody listening will definitely be jumping right to that
All
right
right.
now.
Good night,
For sure.
everybody.
Good night, everybody.